Most people forget what they studied yesterday. Navy SEALs memorize a 47-page mission brief in one night, then execute it flawlessly while being shot at. Here's the thing. They're not smarter than you. They just know 3 brutal methods that work when everything else fails. The third one? Most people hear it and think, that's the dumbest advice I've ever heard. Then they try it, and never forget anything again. Here's how most people memorize. Read it, highlight it, feel smart for 5 minutes, then forget 90% of it by tomorrow. And that's fine, until you're in a job interview and your mind goes blank, until you're in a final exam and you can't check your notes, until you're giving the presentation of your career and there's no second chance. SEALs can't afford that. So they developed methods that burn information into the brain permanently. Here's the first one. Stress inoculation memory. Here's what most people get wrong. They study in silence, perfect conditions, coffee, quiet room, comfortable chair, maybe some lo-fi music, everything optimized for focus. Then they walk into the real situation, presentation, interview, high-stakes exam, and their mind goes blank. Why? Because your brain links information to the state you learned it in. Calm and relaxed while studying? That memory is easiest to access when you're calm and relaxed. But in a high-pressure moment, your brain struggles to find it. It's called state-dependent memory, and it explains why you can remember everything perfectly the night before, then forget it all during the actual exam. SEALs flip this completely. They call it stress inoculation. You don't memorize in comfort and perform under pressure, you memorize under pressure. Let me show you how this works. SEAL candidates don't learn critical mission information in the classroom. They memorize it while swimming in freezing water, instructors screaming at them, muscles burning, lungs gasping, body shutting down from the cold. Brutal. Sadistic even. But here's why it works. When they're on an actual mission, in actual freezing water, with actual bullets flying overhead, their brain goes, oh, I know this situation. The information is right there, accessible, because it was stored under stress. The brain doesn't separate the information from the environment, it packages them together. Learn something while relaxed, you need relaxation to recall it. Learn something while your heart is pounding, that's when you'll remember it best. This is why you blank during important moments. You studied in the wrong state, your version. Study while standing. Your body is activated, blood flowing, alert. Study with some background noise, a coffee shop, people talking, not perfect silence. Study after a cold shower, heart pounding, system shocked, wide awake. Study tired, study uncomfortable. Study when you don't feel like it. Your brain needs to associate that information with activation, not relaxation. With challenge, not comfort. The key is this. Match your learning state to your performance state. If you'll be stressed when you need the information, be stressed when you learn it. Stop optimizing your study environment. Start stress testing it. That's the first method. But here's the problem. Stress helps you recall information, but it doesn't help you store it in the first place. You need a way to lock information into your brain quickly and permanently. That's where the second method comes in. The Loci infiltration method. Here's what schools taught you. Repeat it. Write it 10 times. Use flashcards. Quiz yourself over and over until it sticks. Brute force memorization. It works, eventually. After hours of painful repetition that makes you hate learning. SEALs don't have hours, they have minutes. They need a 12-step infiltration plan locked in their brain before the helicopter lands. No flashcards in a war zone. So what do they do instead? They use a technique that's over 2,500 years old. Ancient Greeks invented it. Memory champions still use it today, but SEALs weaponized it for tactical use. It's called the method of Loci. Here's how it works. You take a place you know perfectly, your childhood home, your apartment, your route to work, somewhere you could walk through blindfolded. Then you place each piece of information at a specific location along that path. You're not memorizing words. You're walking through a place you already know perfectly. Let me show you what this looks like. A SEAL needs to memorize a 12-step infiltration plan. He doesn't stare at a list. He walks through his childhood home in his mind. Front door, breach point. Entry team goes left. Living room, clear first room. 2 hostiles expected. Kitchen, stairs to second floor, sniper position. Bathroom, communications check. Radio silence begins. Bedroom, primary target location. Hostage extraction. Each room holds a piece of the mission. He's not trying to remember step 7. He's just walking through his house. Why does this work better than flashcards? Spatial memory. Your brain evolved to remember places. Where the food was, where the predators hid, where the water source was. Survival depended on mental maps. This memory system is ancient, millions of years old. It's hardwired so deep that it almost never fails. Here's proof. Right now, you can describe your childhood bedroom in perfect detail. The position of the bed, the window, the closet door, that weird stain on the ceiling. You haven't lived there in years, maybe decades, but the spatial memory is perfect. That's the system SEALs hijack. They attach fragile information, mission details, code words, extraction routes, to unshakable spatial memory. The information rides along for free. But I don't have missions to memorize. Doesn't matter. This works for anything. Your version. Need to memorize a speech? Walk through your house. Living room. Introduction. You see yourself greeting the audience. Kitchen. First main point. You see the key concept sitting on the counter. Bathroom. Transition. You see yourself moving to the next idea. Bedroom. Conclusion. You see the final message on your pillow. When you give that speech, you're not trying to remember words. You're walking through your house. The words come automatically because they're attached to locations. The key is this: don't memorize information. Memorize a walk. Place the information along the path. Your ancient spatial memory does the rest. This works for anything. Language vocabulary, historical dates, scientific formulas, legal precedents, medical procedures. Attach it to a place. Walk through the place. Remember everything. By the way, I made a Memory Palace blueprint you can print. 6 rooms to fill in. The stress inoculation checklist. Everything from this video on one page. Links in the description. It's free. Now you're storing information under stress, and you're anchoring it to spatial memory. But there's one more method, the most brutal one, the one that separates SEALs from everyone else, and it goes against everything school taught you about being ready. Chapter 3. The Immediate Application Drill. Here's what schools taught you. Learn something, practice it, get comfortable with it, master the basics. Then, eventually, apply it in the real world. Slow, safe, comfortable. SEALs do the opposite. They call it immediate application. Learn it. Do it. Now, not tomorrow. Not after you've practiced. Not when you feel ready. Now. But what if I'm not ready? You won't be. That's the point. Here's what that looks like. SEAL trainees learn a new combat technique. The instructor demonstrates it once, maybe twice. 30 seconds later, they're sparring. Full contact. They haven't practiced it. They haven't drilled it perfectly. They haven't mastered the footwork. They just learned it. Now use it. They get hit. They mess up. They forget the technique completely and get taken down. Perfect. How is failing perfect? Here's why failure is the secret. When you try to use information immediately and fail, your brain panics. It goes, oh no, I needed that and I didn't have it. That was important. That hurt. That panic signal does something powerful. It rewrites the memory with a priority flag. Important. Do not delete. Survival relevant. Your brain now treats that information like it matters, because you proved it matters, by failing. Most people do it backwards. They learn something. Wait a week. Try to use it. Forget 80% of it. Have to relearn everything. That gap between learning and application, that's where memories go to die. SEALs eliminate the gap entirely. Learn. Apply. Immediately. No buffer. No safety net. No, let me practice first. That sounds humiliating. It is. And that's exactly why it works. This is brutal because you will fail. You will mess up. You will look stupid. You will get things wrong. Good. That's how permanent memories are made. Your version. Learn a concept. Immediately explain it out loud, even to an empty room. Stumble through it. Get it wrong. Try again. Learn a language phrase. Immediately use it in a sentence. Out loud. Right now. Not later. Learn a formula. Immediately solve a problem with it. Before you feel ready, learn a presentation slide. Immediately deliver it. Without notes. Badly. The key is this. The gap between learning and using is where forgetting happens. Eliminate the gap. Use it immediately. When you struggle and fail, your brain pays attention. It marks that information as important. That's why the failure works. It forces your brain to prioritize that memory. No waiting until you're ready. You'll never feel ready. Use it now. Fail now. Remember forever. Here's the thing though. You can memorize like a SEAL. Stress inoculation, spatial anchoring, immediate application. You can burn information into your brain permanently. Lock it in so deep that it never leaves. But memory is only half the equation. The other half? How fast you learn it in the first place. Most people take months to learn what could take weeks. They use techniques that feel productive, but don't actually work. Highlighting, rereading, watching tutorials on repeat. Their brain automatically deletes 90% of it within 7 days. Not because they have bad memory, because they're learning wrong. Psychologist Hermann Ebbinghaus proved this over a century ago. Your brain has biological exploits, cheat codes that make learning feel almost unfair. Medical students use them to memorize thousands of terms. Professionals use them to master new skills in weeks instead of months. That's why I made this video breaking down the 3 brain hacks that let you learn 10 times faster, so you can pair elite memory with elite learning speed. Watch it next.